Let's solve quadratic equations by using quadratic formula. And this is one of the very famous formula in mathematics. And of course, very helpful when you solve for the solutions of a quadratic equation. Kung nahirapan ka na sa completing the square or other methods, you can finally do this and use this formula to get the roots of the quadratic equation. So let's go. So, ano nga ba yung formula, yung quadratic formula? So, the quadratic formula is given by x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So, this formula is derived, okay, by using completing the square. Now, let's take a look at the first. Let's solve 2x squared plus 7x plus 3 equals 0 by using quadratic formula. The first step is to identify the values of a, b, and c. So notice that a is 2, b is 7, and c is 3. Now that we know the values of a, b, and c, we can now substitute these values to our formula. So here we have negative, and then our value for b is 7, plus or minus the square root of our value for b is 7. So 7 squared minus 4. Our value for a is 2, and our value for c is 3. All over 2 times our a, which is 2. Okay, so here we have x is equal to negative 7 plus or minus the square root of 7 squared is 49, and then negative 4 times 2, negative 8 times 3, negative 24, all over 2 times 2 is 4. By simplifying, itong nasa radicand natin, we have x is equal to negative 7 plus or minus the square root of 25 all over 4. Notice that square root of 25, okay, ay possible. So we can further simplify this as x equals negative 7 plus or minus 5, because the square root of 25 is 5 all over 4. By separating the two solutions, we now have x is equal to negative 7. Notice that here, plus or minus 5, so we have plus 5 minus 5. So again, x is equal to negative 7 plus 5 over 4. So negative 7 plus 5 is negative 2 all over 4. Can be further simplified as x is equal to negative 1 half. And here we have negative 7 minus 5 is negative 12. Okay, all over 4, and that can be further simplified as x equals negative 3. That's it. So that's how we use quadratic formula in solving for the roots of quadratic equations. Another example, let's say we have x squared minus 3x plus 1 equals 0. So the values of a, b, and c, we have a is 1, b is negative 3, c is 1. By substituting these values to our quadratic formula, we now have x equals negative. Take note of this sign. And then you have to enclose this, okay? Because ang value ng b natin ay negative. Minsan, dito nagkakamali. So you have to ensure na naka-close, okay? Para hindi mo ma-neglect yung sign. Plus or minus the square root of, okay, negative 3 square minus 4 times 1 all over 2 times 1. Take note of the values of a, b, and c. And so by further simplifying, we have x equals 3. Okay, negative, negative, positive. Okay, 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 3 square is positive 9. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4 all over 2. Simplify pa rin natin. Kaya pa masimplify na sa radicand natin. So now we have x is equal to 3 plus or minus the square root of 9 minus 4 is 5 all over 2. Now, hindi na natin kaya to i-simplify pa. So, we now have our solution to this quadratic equation as, isang plus, isang minus. So, we have x equals 3 plus square root of 5 over 2. And x equals 3 minus square root of 5 over 2. And that's it. I hope you learned something today about the video. Thank you for watching.